This review is made possible by Toyota of Naperville. Toyota of Naperville is the largest Toyota dealer in Illinois with hundreds of new and used vehicles in their inventory. Visit www.toyotaofnaperville.com or in person at 1488 West Ogden Avenue in Naperville, Illinois. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2021 Toyota Supra. Up front is a 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4, and down below is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, I'm super excited to be driving this here Supra for two main reasons. First of all, 2021 is the first year that Toyota is offering a 2.0 liter turbo in the Supra. Now, you could still get the 3.0 liter straight 6 turbo in your Supra, but this car comes with a smaller engine as well and offered at a discount. And the second reason is because I know there's so many Toyota Supra reviews out there on YouTube for the 3 liter and the 2 liter, but I can almost guarantee you this is the coldest one. It is currently 9 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and so I'd like to hold that trophy if I can. Let's get back to the 2 liter turbo. We're all warmed up here on the test track. Before we give any thoughts here, sport mode, you do hear the exhaust change a little bit. No grip. Like I said, it is 9 degrees and we are on Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires. So traction is not really a main event here. Let's see if we can hammer it one more time. It makes a decent amount of power. I'll put it up on the screen, about 255 horsepower, which isn't bad. However, it's nearly 127 less horsepower than the straight 6, which I did a little bit of math. In between this car and the straight 6, you could fit the horsepower of a AE86 Corolla. The initial D car you could fit in between this car and the straight 6. However, as you saw, honestly, the driving feel, it's still peppy. It still has turbo noises, it still has a good exhaust, it still makes good noises, but it's not nearly as quick. It doesn't really rock my socks off like the 3 liter turbo did. Now, for all you BMW aficionados, this is the B48 engine, which we've driven here on the channel before in the X1 and X2 BMW, base model 3 Series BMW. They all share variations of the same 2 liter turbo, but now it's here in the Supra. Like I said, paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, it shifts pretty well. It's quick. I don't really notice it while cruising around all that much, and so far, so good with that. However, I wish that the Supra was offered in a manual. Now, I know this has been said before, but I really think that the 2 liter turbo should get a manual. If anything, should get a manual. I think both engines should get a manual option, but I think at least the 2 liter, sort of a more basic feel, should get a manual transmission. Last but not least, of course, the Supra is rear-wheel drive. But before we get on with the rest of the video, I want to say thank you to the people who made this video possible. First up, cashforcars.com wants to buy your car. They will buy your car with a clean title, salvage title, running, non-running, whatever it may be. You can get your free quote by clicking the link in the description below. Cashforcars.com is the easiest way to sell your car. Within a couple of clicks, they'll come pick up your car in less than 24 hours. You don't even have to leave the couch, and it's absolutely awesome. Next up, we have con plates. The con plate is a suction cup mount for your license plate when you don't want to mount it to the front of your car. If you have to legally have a front license plate like you do here in Illinois, but you don't want to stick it on the front of your car, you think it's ugly, you want to take it off for car shows, whatever it may be, you can actually just put your license plate into the suction cup holder and put it in your front windshield when driving around to remain legal. You can get your con plate in the description description below, and every sale helps out the channel, so make sure your car looks good with con plates. Last but not least, I want to talk about the fixed OBD2 sensor. Now, this is a Bluetooth sensor that you plug into your OBD2 port on your car, and it gives you a ton of cool information like your check engine lights, how to fix your check engine lights, approximately how much it should cost, maintenance intervals like oil change, tire rotation, brake pads, when you should change that stuff out. This is absolutely fantastic for anyone into cars or anyone looking to get into mechanics. Fixed is offering my viewers a discount through that link, so go check it out, and again, help support the channel. But with all of that out of the way, let's get on with the review. Next up, we'll talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have basically a digital screen with some physical gauges. On the left is my fuel, and on the right is my coolant temperature. I love these bars. They look like they're out of a video game, and I love that. And then on the center, I do get a screen sort of mixed with physical gauges. On the left, I have my speedometer, then I have my tachometer, bright in center. I love it in the center. I think all sporty cars should have a center mounted tachometer. And then I, of course, have my odometer, trip information, outside temperature, time of day, things like that. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my cruise control options. I do have radar cruise, which is fantastic. And on the right, I have my volume controls, voice commands, phone options, things like that, as well as I do have paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel. I don't mind the steering wheel. I like the look of it. It's not really doing much for me, but I think it's a solid looking steering wheel. It's leather stitched at top and bottom, pretty average there. To the left of me, I have my headlight switches. This is found on a singular panel. And then on the door, I have my power windows, power locks, and power mirrors, as well as my JBL speaker up top and bottom. Moving into the center, I do have a nice touchscreen display. I like the look of it. I think it looks modern. It's sort of coming off the dash. However, this is a BMW drive system called iDrive. And the more systems I use in other manufacturers, the less I like iDrive. I think iDrive is a little bit clunky, a little bit hard to get used to. And honestly, it just seems kind of glitchy and doesn't do exactly what you want. The Supra is offered with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but I actually don't get it here in the 2-liter turbo, which I think is a huge misstep. Toyota, give me my flippin' Apple CarPlay. Paying $47,000, which we'll talk about later. That's the sticker price for one of these. But let's talk about some good things in the system. Well, I can go to my vehicle, I can change my vehicle settings, driving information, sport displays, we can turn that on. I do get my horsepower and torque measurement, which was found in the 3-liter as well, so I'm glad that carries over to the 2-liter. And overall, I like some features of it. I'm just not a big fan of this iDrive system. I think this is a weak point of the Supra because this is manufactured by BMW. It gets their system. Down below the infotainment screen, I have my favorite buttons, volume, mode, and band. And then I have my climate control options. Because this is more of a base model, I don't get heated seats. However, I still do get dual zone climate, defrosters, pretty basic there. Moving down to the center console, I do have a little tray and a USB in, as well as a 12-volt outlet. Then we have the shifter. The shifter I'm okay with. It's all right. However, it's a little interesting to get used to because you have to sort of reach around the back, reach around the side, and hit that button in order to get it in and out of gear. It's okay. You know what? I'm not going to complain too hard about it. To the right of that, I do have my controls for the center screen. I really like the tactile feedback in the controls. I think it has a nice weight to it. It clicks. I know what it's doing without taking my eyes off the road, and that's what I look for in selector dials like this. Down below the shifter, we do have a bunch of different buttons. We have the automatic start-stop on and off, our sport button, which just does sharpen up gear changes, throttle response, and things like that, but also does change the exhaust slightly, which I really like. Then I have my parking sensors on and off, traction control on and off, and my safety system on and off, as well as my power parking brake. One thing I would have liked to have seen, power parking brake with auto holding brakes, but I don't actually get auto holding brakes here in the Supra. Then on the center console, we have 2 cup holders, so we'll do the big friggin' bottle test, and it's a fail. Guys, I don't know of any sports car that will pass the big friggin' bottle test, so that's no surprise. Now, the seats are nice and comfortable, and I have to say probably one of the best parts of the interior of the 2-liter Supra. They have pretty high bolsters, they're very sporty, they are manual, but they hug me really well, and I'm a bigger guy, and I actually fit in these seats, which is not the easiest thing in the world to find. So with all of that out of the way, we don't actually have back seats, thank God. So we will do a little trunk review and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the 2021 Toyota Supra 2.0 and we get this beautiful Supra badge. There is no exterior trunk popper from what I can tell. So I already popped it on the popper on the inside. No, I didn't. So there it is. It's my rusty trusty ice scraper. And that's about all you can fit in here. Look at how much space there is. I mean, why is the trunk opening so small? This is not good. However, you can look all the way through. You could pass stuff through. So like, I guess if you had skis, but from experience, don't drive this in the snow. These tires are terrible in the snow. But I get a little cargo cover, things like that. But this is really a very minuscule trunk and definitely a downside of the Supra. Now we gotta talk about the looks. This is finished in Renaissance Red. And you'll notice with the wheels are slightly smaller on the 2.0. They are 18-inch wheels as opposed to the 19s that the 3-liter gets. However, it takes a very trained eye to notice any other differences on the exterior of the Supra as opposed to the 3.0 liter. The 2-liter looks the same. I couldn't tell them apart. I had to go up to this car and check the window sticker before asking for it from Toyota of Naperville to double check that it was the 2-liter. I didn't even know. I couldn't tell from the outside. And so that's good and bad. If you buy the 2-liter, people think you have a 3-liter. But if you buy the 3-liter, people might think you have the 2-liter. So view that as you will. But with that being said, I think it looks good. I think this is a really good looking car and honestly one of the most redeeming qualities of the 2-liter. Now we gotta talk about my final thoughts on the 2.0 Turbo Supra. Here's the thing, this is a good car. I like it. It's fun to drive, it looks good, it's comfortable to be in. Besides the ride quality isn't really great, but it's a sports car, so I didn't even really mention it at the beginning. But it's a comfortable, good-looking, quick car. The thing I don't like about it is the fact that this sticker price from Toyota is $47,000. Now, online it says MSRP, base price is $42,000. But I have to work with what I was given. And you know what? I can't justify it. Everyone I've talked to about this car, they say that's great, they're making a 2-liter turbo, they're finally bringing the 2-liter turbo here. It was originally sold just in Japan for 2020 and now they brought it over here for 2021. It's great, 2-liter turbo base model. But then I tell them the price and they go, oh no, I would never pay that. And that's going to be the downfall of this Supra. It's very similar to the 2-liter turbo Jaguar F-Type I just drove. Again, 2-liter turbo making under 300 horsepower, and that car was $63,000. If this car were $31,500, it would fly off shelves. Fly off shelves. I would consider going out and trading in my Mazda 3 for one. But 47, man, you're edging on 50, and that's where the 3-liter Supra starts. The 3-liter Supra, I believe, starts 51, 52. I think the one I drove was, again, 57, so 10 grand more than this. So let's just say 10 grand difference. Is the 3-liter Supra 10 grand more of a car? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that's all I have to say about this car. I love driving this car. I have had an absolute blast this morning. I've sent pictures to all my friends. I said, look at what I'm doing today. Look at what I have. And it's a fun, exciting car. But would I spend my money on it? No. No, I wouldn't. It's a shame. If you're gonna buy a Supra, get the 3-liter or don't get one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for allowing me to take out their Supra. This was fresh off the truck. The 4 cylinders have not been here for very long, so I'm very glad that I was able to get my hands on it right away. I absolutely love Toyota of Naperville. They have great customer service. They get Supras in all the time, so if you want a Supra, go talk to them. Or if you want a Corolla in manual, fantastic car, go talk to them. If you want the redesigned RAV4, Fantastic car. Go talk to them. Their information is up on the screen as well as linked in the description below. They've been absolutely awesome, and I cannot thank them enough. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.